Right now at noon, officials execute a search warrant at a Rastafarian church that allows members to use marijuana. The latest updates on the investigation. And special counsel Robert Mueller makes his first public statement on the Russia investigation.
From the Channel3000.com Alert Center, this is News 3 Now at noon.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Mark Kane. Thanks for tuning in to News 3 Now on this Wednesday afternoon. A little warmer out today. Maybe a chance of showers later on. Let's head over to the Weather Center. Meteorologist Dave Caulfield has a look at your first alert forecast.
Yeah, back into the upper 60s by the time we get to later this afternoon, Mark. A few sprinkles trying to make their way into southern Wisconsin on radar early this afternoon. I really don't think it will make it that far this round of showers, but maybe have the umbrella ready to go just in case. The better chances for showers arrive later tonight into the overnight hours. A live look in Madison on the WISC-TV Skycam showing those cloudy skies. They'll stick with us throughout the majority of this Wednesday. We're in the mid 60s in Madison, lower 60s in Monroe, still in the 50s in Waukesha, but still that's about 5 to 10 degrees warmer than this time yesterday. So our day planner, temperatures rising into the upper 60s later this afternoon. A couple of showers, maybe even an isolated thunderstorm possible tonight into the overnight hours. We'll talk about where temperatures go as we head into this weekend, plus if we can ever put that umbrella away ever again in your first alert forecast.
I don't think we can.
Exactly.
Ever again. Welcome to Seattle.
Exactly.
All right, we'll see you in a few minutes, Dave. Top in our news today, several people have been detained as the result of a drug investigation at the Lion of Judah House of Rastafari Church, which is known to sell marijuana. Rose Schmidt is live on West Mifflin Street downtown, where officials are serving a search warrant. Rose?
Yes, Mark, you can see there is still broken glass here from where officers had to break open some doors and windows to get inside the Rastafarian church to serve that search warrant. Members of the Dane County Narcotics Task Force and the Madison Police Department are still on scene here. You can see there is still some activity going along at that side of the church. Madison police say there are no injuries as a result of the search warrant, but it's likely that one or more arrests will be made. The founders of the Rastafarian church consider it to be a cannabis sanctuary, and members say they use marijuana as part of their religious practice. Founders say the First Amendment and Religious Freedom Restoration Act protect them from being legally punished for using marijuana. But the city's attorney's office sent a cease and desist letter in April saying there's no documentation showing that it's actually a church. And people who were inside this Rastafarian church when that search warrant was executed tell me there's going to be a lot to clean up inside. They insist that what happened here was unlawful. Of course, it's still an ongoing investigation, and we will continue to keep you updated if any arrests are made. Back to you, Mark.
UW-Madison freshman will spend a year on probation and have to pay a $2,500 fine after sneaking into President Trump's Mar-a-Lago resort. Mark Slattery Lindblom pleaded guilty in court yesterday to knowingly entering and staying in a restricted area at Mar-a-Lago the day after Thanksgiving. He walked through a tunnel that connects the club to the beach, went through security screenings for dangerous items, and walked into a common area open to members. The first family was at the resort at the time, but never came in contact with him.
Seriousness really has to be appreciated, that this is where the president is.
Lindblom said he had no evil intentions when entering the club and that he just wanted to see if he could do it. In a statement, his attorney called the incident a, quote, youthful indiscretion that, because of the circumstances, amplified the nature of the consequences to Lindblom and amplified the risk and potential for catastrophe. He said they are grateful for the court's ruling. Special counsel Robert Mueller spoke publicly for the first time since the release of his report on Russian interference in the 2016 presidential election. CBS correspondent Nicole Killian has the details on what he revealed from the Justice Department.
Special counsel Robert Mueller says his office could not consider whether President Trump committed a crime by obstructing justice because he's a sitting president.
If we had confidence that the president clearly did not commit a crime, we would have said so. We did not, however, make a determination as to whether the president did commit a crime.
Mueller also laid out what Russia did to influence the election and Hillary Clinton's campaign.
There were multiple, systematic efforts to interfere in our election. And that allegation deserves the attention of every American.
President Trump has always maintained he and his campaign did nothing wrong, saying this in March when Attorney General William Barr released a summary of the report.
There was no collusion with Russia. There was no obstruction and none whatsoever. And it was a complete and total exoneration.
The Attorney General released a redacted version of the Mueller report last month. It found no conspiracy between the Trump campaign and Russia, but it did list 10 instances where the president possibly attempted to obstruct justice.
Democrats have called for Mueller to testify before Congress. He says if he does so, he would not speak about anything beyond the report.
We chose those words carefully, and the work speaks for itself. And the report is my testimony.
A senior administration official says the White House was notified last night that Mueller might make a statement today. What he was planning to say was not revealed. Mueller says he'll resign from the Justice Department now that his work is complete. Nicole Killian, CBS News, the Justice Department.
And a CBS News poll released last week shows 74% of Americans think Mueller should testify before Congress. Just into the Channel 3000 Alert Center, Monroe police are now saying 11 students were hurt when a van hit a school bus yesterday. Earlier reports said 3 students were injured. It happened at the intersection of Highway 69 and 8th Street. Police say a van made a left turn and crashed into a bus with 26 students in it. The van driver was cited in that accident for failure to yield and having no license. Jeopardy host Alex Trebek says he is responding well to pancreatic cancer treatment. The 78-year-old told People magazine he is in, quote, near remission. According to his doctors, Trebek called that mind-boggling. His doctor said they haven't seen this kind of positive result in their memory, and some of the tumors have already shrunk by more than 50%. The survival rate for his kind of cancer is 9%. And there's more to come on News 3 Now at noon. Up next, we'll see what Howard's working on in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen.
I'd like you to meet one of my favorites from the meat counter. You may have met before, but just in case you forgot, stick around. I'd like you to meet one of my favorites from the meat counter. You may have met before, but just in case you forgot, let me reintroduce you to the flank steak. What I love about a flank steak is how versatile and budget-friendly it is. And who doesn't like something that's flexible and that can save you a buck? So let me show you what to do with it. I start by combining some balsamic vinegar, olive oil, Dijon mustard, chopped fresh basil, a good amount of garlic, a tad of sugar, and a little salt and pepper in a plastic storage bag. We give that a good shake and set it aside while we score a flank steak by making diagonal cuts to both sides. You want them to be about a 1/4 inch deep to prevent the steak from curling as it cooks and to ensure that it'll be super flavorful. After letting your steak marinate for an hour or so, it's ready for the grill or grill pan. When it's cooked just the way you like it, let it rest for a few minutes before cutting it across the grain. What you end up with is a juicy, flavor-packed steak that's perfect served as is, or you can wrap it up in a tortilla, even use it as a salad topper. To get the recipe for our balsamic flank steak, all you have to do is check out our website. I'm Howard in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, where today we found a sensational way for you to say, ooh, it's so good.
It looks good, Howard. Thank you. Next at noon, we're looking ahead to thunderstorm chances tonight, and those rain chances are looking like they're going to stick around for the next few days. Meteorologist Dave Caulfield has your first alert forecast next. Our Call for Action phone bank is open right now, ready to take on your consumer issues. You can call our hotline. Volunteers will help you with any consumer complaints. The number is 608-270-2833. The service is open every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday between 11 and 1. The makers of Pokemon are trying to encourage kids to get more sleep. Diane King Hall explains in today's Money Watch report.
Investors once again moved their chips to the sidelines with stocks taking a tumble out the gate today. Rising trade tensions has investors worried about a global economic slowdown. Huawei has taken the next step in its legal case against the U.S. government. The Chinese tech giant is asking a Texas court to declare a U.S. law unconstitutional that limits its sale of telecom equipment. Congress has banned federal agencies from using Huawei equipment on national security grounds. The company denies it is controlled by the Chinese government. The pressure is mounting on Purdue Pharma. An Italian investigation alleges managers from its foreign arm paid kickbacks to push highly addictive painkillers. A doctor at the center of the investigation says he took kickbacks from an alliance of executives he dubbed the Pain League. Keep in mind, Purdue Pharma is facing thousands of opioid-related lawsuits in the U.S. And Pikachu wants to make sure gamers get enough sleep. The Pokemon Company is introducing Pokemon Sleep. Just like the title sounds, the company says the app will turn sleeping into entertainment. The app monitors user sleep patterns, allowing it to impact gameplay and reward them for time spent sleeping. It's set to be released next year. And that's your CBS Money Watch report. For more, head to cbsmoneywatch.com. At the New York Stock Exchange, I'm Diane King Hall.
Diane, thank you. Looking at Wall Street at the noon hour, the Dow Industrials down 313 points. The NASDAQ off 61, the S&P 500 down 22. Not a good day on Wall Street. Let's check in now with Q106 Farm Director Pam Yankee with the Ag News of the day. How are your numbers?
My numbers are actually going up, but for all the wrong reasons, Mark. As you can imagine, we got our latest planting progress report, not just Wisconsin, but all across the United States. We are lagging behind. In fact, we're pushing historically late planting numbers in a lot of the Midwest states. And after you see the severe weather that moved through last night, you can understand why farmers are less than optimistic about what they're going to get done. Here in the state, as of Sunday, we had 46% of our corn planted. We're basically 2 weeks behind our 5-year average. 20% of our soybeans in the ground, that's 13 days behind average. And as a nation, we have to go back to 1995 before we see so few acres planted at this stage in May. And it's not just about the corn or the soybeans going in the ground. Think about the ripple effect. If farmers are not going to be able to plant these acres, that means seed sales are going to decline, fertilizer sales are going to decline, herbicide sales are going to decline, and that impacts a lot of rural communities in Wisconsin. Now, on the midday, the only commodity that started to soften is wheat, because they are starting to take some profits there. But corn and soybeans still are robust in Chicago as they try to figure out when the rain is going to end and what this ultimately means to the overall yields for the United States in 2019. Dairy markets are up a little bit on the midday as far as our fluid milk contracts in Chicago are concerned, but very quiet as far as the cheese market again today. Barrel cheese unchanged at $1.54 1/4. 40-pound block cheese unchanged at $1.68 1/4. While AA butter today dropped another 3.5 cents down to $2.37 1/4 per pound. Just a quick shout out also, I've heard from our Dane County Breakfast on the Farm folks. They are looking for volunteers if you'd like to be a part of the setup on Friday, June 7th. During the breakfast June 8th or cleanup June 8th, they ask you to go to DaneCountyDairy.com and go to the breakfast tab and apply there. They're welcoming businesses, bring your employees out. We'll give you all kinds of recognition if we can just get a little extra help from you at this stage in the game. I think the weather is probably one of the mitigating factors on that, Mark. A lot of people don't get excited about trying to work in the rain, but these events go on, rain or shine.
And where's the Dane County one this year?
This is going to be at Klondike Farms down towards Belleville.
Okay. Yep. Show must go on, right?
Yeah, it does. It does. We just got to dress differently for it.
That's right. Wear the boots. All right, Pam. Right. Thank you. Dave's here now with a look at our weather. More rain on the way. Last thing we need.
Yeah, unfortunately, especially given how wet this May has been. Over 6 inches of rain, and you just see a lot more green on this map than clear kind of squares on this calendar, except from the 10th to the 15th. We basically had at least a trace of rain every other day, and sometimes multiple days in a row, like from the 16th to the 19th. We picked up a trace of rain yesterday. We could be talking about some more light rain totals today. On Doppler Radar, we're noticing those sprinkles closer to Platteville and Monroe starting to fizzle out, which is good news, but we have a better chance of seeing that rain from this low pressure system and associated front that is nearby as we get into tonight and the overnight hours, we could be talking about some more heavy downpours. The last thing that we want to hear at this point in the season. Platteville under Queen Bee Radio Skycam, maybe some light drizzle over the last hour or so, but nothing showing up right now except for clouds on our Queen Bee Radio Skycam. In Madison on the Edgewater Skycam, a similar story with mostly cloudy skies, although temperatures are milder today compared to yesterday. In fact, at this time, we're running about 5 to 10 degrees warmer than we were at this time on Wednesday. So as far as temperatures go, we'll actually be pretty close to normal over the next week to week and a half. The exception comes on Friday when I think temperatures will make another run at 80 degrees. We could see our third 80-degree day in Madison of 2019. And then we're in the lower to middle 70s for the foreseeable future. As far as rain chances go, I think we'll keep slight rain chances in the forecast as we head into tonight, so we're probably going to be dry. However, during the overnight hours, our chances spike up a little bit, and that slight rain chance stays with us through Thursday. I think Friday we will be dry until we get to the later portions of Friday into early Saturday, where we could see those rain chances spark up again. So on Future Track, we noticed that into the overnight hours, we could have some downpours, maybe an isolated thunderstorm or two, not out of the question. Into Thursday, maybe a few slight chances for rain, but Friday, I do think that sunshine does return, and that helps those temperatures get into the lower 80s for highs. And again, we do have that slight chance of showers and storms late. Saturday, looking a little bit on the rainy side, maybe with some thunderstorms as well. But what's this? Is that a typo? We have 2 days where there's no rain in the forecast, Sunday and Monday. Hopefully that sticks with us. Temperatures will be in the low 70s before we get those shower chances back by next Tuesday and Wednesday.
But that could change.
Exactly, that could change. Oh, May and June.
Yeah, all right, Dave, thank you. Coming up on News 3 Now at noon, a 7-year-old diagnosed with cancer in Arizona won't go through chemo alone. How her softball teammates are showing they're with her. That's coming up. A youth sports team in Arizona is showing the true meaning of teamwork after one of their players got a serious cancer diagnosis. Brianna Whitney reports.
For this 7-year-old girl who usually spends her days on the softball field, the past 2 weeks have been spent somewhere else.
It felt good when I got out of the hospital.
Leighton Nicardo plays for the Peaches in Chandler, but was just diagnosed with stage 4 cancer, something her family never saw coming.
That's when they discovered multiple masses throughout her abdomen, on her liver, and on her lungs. They started chemo the next day.
So the brave 7-year-old decided she'd shave her head Tuesday after the boys' baseball game. Friends bringing signs with the hashtag Shaven for Leighton.
I'm not scared. My friends are here with me right now.
And best friends they are. Emily and Katie, her softball and hockey teammates, didn't want Leighton to feel alone.
Thank you guys.
All 3 girls holding hands, shaving their heads together. They didn't think twice.
Well, I wanted to be supportive of Leighton, and we're really good friends, and I just wanted to help her.
How do you think you guys look?
Good.
And then after the girls did it, some of the boys' baseball teams playing games here decided, hey, let's do it too.
Shaving for Leighton!
Even her coaches now sporting the buzz cut too. And while she can't play with her team right now,
Who runs the world? Girls!
she has a huge team behind her ready to help her win this fight. And she wears a reminder to look down at when times get tough.
This is my bracelet. It says, you are strong, you are brave, you've got this. So, yeah.
That's what you're gonna do.
I'm brave, yeah.
No hair needed.
She is a brave girl. All right, Dave Caulfield, one last check of the weather.
Well, temperatures are a little bit milder today, Mark, already in the mid-60s. I think highs will make it into the upper 60s under mostly cloudy skies later on this afternoon. And there's an outside chance of a few showers. I think our shower chances get better, and maybe even an isolated thunderstorm is possible by the time we get to tonight into the overnight hours. So I think our plans this afternoon, if they are outdoor, are looking pretty good. Just have that umbrella ready to go just in case a couple of sprinkles come your way.
All right. Thank you, Dave. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you back here at 4 o'clock. In the meantime, have a great afternoon.